What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Mor. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Eric. We've got a classic matchup for you today. Zeus versus Oranos. It's one. Oh, that's not what you want to be doing. That's an unfortunate zebra death. Cannot be helped though. Zeus versus Oranos, a classic matchup. Lots of really fun games have been played in this matchup. We'll see how this is going to all turn out in the end here. As the scouting is starting up and everyone has to work out exactly how they're going to be playing this one. I am a little bit sick, so you have to forgive my voice being just that little bit lower. We are a very low voice today. You can hit the low notes. A little bit lower than normal, but we'll see how things are going to go. It looks like Mor is going for a no economic guild opening. This often indicates that you're going to be going for a 3-minute and 55-second advance time here as Atlantean. This allows you to put a lot of early game pressure onto your opponent, and the reason why this is really strong for Oranos on certain maps and not on other maps, they don't do it all the time, is because if your opponent, if you have no hunt in your line of sight, starting line of sight, it's often the case that your opponent also has no hunt in their starting line of sight, which then in turn means that it can be quite difficult for your opponent as the Oranos player to not be able to get a fast advance time, which then in turn means that you're going to be able to get some guaranteed damage on secondary hunt, advancing at 3 minutes and 55 seconds, as opposed to the situation where if there was starting hunt, you wouldn't be able to make that same amount of damage because your opponent could also be going quite fast. Quite fast, the classical edge, quite easily defending and all the other good stuff that happens there. So we are seeing the temple coming up now for Mor. And we'll see how things will start unfolding here in this game. We will be seeing that these zebra are going to be getting eaten up very shortly. And the question is going to be, what is Eric going to be able to do about it? Because he's going to run out of food here, it would seem. Now, generally speaking, the answer here, when you've got this type of a spawn, is to actually send a goat over here and eat the goat to allow you to get a clean advance time. As we are seeing the villagers moving over here to start eating these zebra on this location, but that is going to be giving Mor a very easy and chance here to get some villager kills with an early Oracle Valor strategy, though his Oracle here is getting shanked down by the wooden sword of the Toskopos. As he sees the zebra going down, he's going to be retreating away, and we'll see what Mor's going to do, as it seems like he's actually deciding not to go for the early oracles. There's actually another play here that I don't often see too much from Atlantean players, but I think it's really good, and that's to build out an extra oracle or two, manually heroize 1 or 2 of these oracles, and then valor them. And that way you get something like 5 oracles, and you can use your shockwave to guarantee killing maybe 2 or 3 villagers early if they're really far away from the main base. It can be incredibly strong. And we are now seeing Mor's getting up counter barracks and military barracks. This is a little bit different. We don't see this very often when we see the 355 advances from Oranos, as you normally don't have the food to afford this because you don't have hunting dogs. So let's see what Mor's going to be doing here. He might be deciding to cut some citizen training time at the start here to get out a couple more Mermillo, and that seems like exactly what is going to be happening here. He's got lots of wood in the bank, a little bit of gold. He's not getting himself any Prometheans. We are seeing the Promethean offsprings coming in, start attacking the sentry tower. Hermes coming through for Eric. No real surprises here from Eric. It's really standard for Zeus players to be going Hermes against Oranos. Athena is possible. You can win with Athena against Oranos, but in this kind of a situation, advancing this late, I wouldn't recommend it. The Centaur are going to be a much better, much safer option, I should say, as they're continuing to put pressure on, and Eric has just retreated back into his base, not going to be taking any damage here early. I love that. Nice play, safe play, and Eric is going to be able to continue along here in this game as we do see the centaurs being actually garrisoned into the temple. Silver Law coming through immediately here for Eric, and Moore's going to be able to do whatever he wants here. He's got the double manners over here to protect his citizen. His villagers over here eating those goat. There's such a little amount of hunt on this map. Moore deciding to send the hero citizen over onto these gazelle, meaning that Eric's not going to be able to get any damage done here. As the units pushing forward, seeing that hero Terma is in. Where are the other heroes? They're over here. So Moore has got himself one hero Mamilo and two hero Terma. His citizen here, they have been getting this problem. This is what I was talking about. Moore is going to be getting idle towns at a time by going for these early military barracks shenanigans here. And basically here, Eric just needs to realize that this is happening. This is the hardest part about playing against Oranos, is realizing exactly what your opponent, what is possible for your opponent. So seeing Mermillo coming out with a 355 advance, no hunting dogs, the limited hunt that's on the map, you know that if your opponent is making a significant amount of Mermillo, they can't be making citizen. So Eric right now, he is going to be able to get ahead in the economy, but he needs to realize that he just needs to play defensive here and not lose his centaur willy-nilly here, and he does in fact lose it. That's not good at all for Eric. 200 resources and 12 favor down the drain there. That's effectively equal to 320 resources going down for free here. That basically pays for a significant portion of that idle time on the town center. And that's going to be huge for Moore to continue, as Eric is going to be looking for more and more of these centaur raids. If you have subscribed to my theory in this matchup, against any good Oranos player, you will not be able to get any kills in the early game with your centaurs on their citizen. Differently though, if you get 3 centaur out, you will be able to snipe military units against the best players. That's very possible, as we do see a cheeky little raid coming over here. Eric's going to be retreating back. We do see this Moore's units have spotted the Katoskopos, going to be angrily trying to take that one out. As the centaur comes down, going to be searching around here. Does see the citizen here, and obviously immediately citizen gets garrisoned. A little bit of idle time getting caused here. This is kind of worth it, but the hero term are going to be moving in, going to start getting some shots in. Eric does notice it and does pull away, not going to be losing any HP here. Gets the damage done, a little bit of damage done. More going to be going back onto that position there as the mana comes in. Still no shots in, and we do see that. Look at this town center here is a really interesting play, because Moore got so much damage dealt to himself, or dealt by himself to himself. This town center may be a good idea, maybe not. I'm actually not 100% sure. There is a possibility here that this gold mine is going to expire, and Eric's going to have to move out to a second gold mine over here or over here, and he's not going to be able to manage to defend that. Though with 130 population, if he can get to that before he moves out onto the second gold mine, he might be able to be fine here. So we'll have to wait and see as the centaur does retreat back home. And Eric actually, he's also done something pretty interesting. He cut centaur production to get that town center up, to get farms up as well. He's playing this one super defensively. And I think I love this play. I think this is very solid Zeus play here. Moore, on the other hand, obviously he's already at 115 population. So he's now hurting his economy even more than at the start of the game, because he's not going to be able to get anything more out of it. He is getting a second town center up, but he's going to have probably, I would say, at least 20 seconds to 30 seconds of idle time. That's an extra citizen that he potentially could have had he not produced army up to that 115 population. It would be totally worth it for him to just dive in, sack a unit or two, and get that citizen out and starting to train on the second one there. We'll see what he's going to try and do. There's walls up everywhere. Super defensive play here from Eric. And he's now starting to get out Hippocon and everything else. He's going for the raids with the centaur, looking around the map, trying to pick some stuff off. We do see cheeky little shockwave here. Gonna be getting a couple of kills. That's a beautiful shockwave as the villagers retreating away. There is an entrance over here as well that they could potentially go through as the army comes in to try and defend this. The villagers will be able to sneak back into the main base, but so too will the Murmillo, as Moore has finally gotten a little bit of damage done with his army, as Eric he's got to be kicking himself for not playing around that shockwave. He had this beautiful forest back here. He's got this forest over here. Did not need to be on this outwards forest at this stage of the game, and Moore has punished him for it, getting a bunch of villager kills. 13 citizen to 38 villagers, though. That's actually still completely fine for Eric in this game. Or he's dropping down to still 39, 38, 40 villagers, completely fine. We do see this, the centaur coming in onto this position, and he does get a villager kill after all is said and done. That's huge for Eric here, trading at least one villager for one citizen for maybe like 4 or 5 villages. Not the best of trades, but at least he got something with those centaur raids. As he's going to be retreating back home now. Needs to be careful not to run into the rest of the units. Gets a Murmillo snipe there as well. Love that play. Well played by Eric. As Moore now searching around to the top side of the map, looking for another bit of damage to deal. Eric's now got his farm set up very, very nicely here. He's gotten himself no husbandry just yet. That's actually quite a significant hit to the food income. It roughly equals about 7 to 8% bonus food income over the plow upgrade, or just having the plow upgrade. As these centaur and Hippocon coming on onto this position over here. You got to be very careful. He's going to be losing centaur left, right, and center if he's not careful here. He doesn't lose one. This is something that I do notice the Greek players do, and I don't agree that it's something you should do, and that's running your centaur around with Hippocon, because it slows your centaur down from 6.5 speed to 5.5 speed, and you're going to be losing quite a few more, as we do see what looks to be a bolt there onto that hero citizen, is the centaur still running around trying to find some damage here. As Eric now going to start suffering some damage in onto this temple here. There's always a time to click ceasefire here in this matchup, and this is something you have to work out when to click it. You don't actually need ceasefire for a winning play. You want to be using it to just slow down any sort of timing advantage that your opponent has. And right now we can see Moore, he's at 15 citizen. He's hurting here. He really doesn't have as many villages as Eric here. Eric's economy is really strong. Lots of gold in the bank. He's about to expire on that gold mine, and Eric is going to be able to easily get to 130 population and secure a second town center. And basically Moore here, he's got a mountain to climb. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Never ever underestimate nice reaction there from Eric. I thought he was going to run a little bit too close in, but I was going to say never ever underestimate the potential to throw a game against Oranos. You always just want to take it slow, guarantee the win, take the game as late as you possibly can, and get to your unlosable state. Basically, as every civilization, there's only maybe 1 or 2 other civilizations that can kind of take, or not civilizations, gods that can kind of take out an Oranos or an Atlantean in the relative early stages of the game, and that's kind of set. And it is Zeus, but it's Athena Zeus are really the only 2 gods, in my opinion, that can really find wins against Atlantean early. So we're seeing the Hermes here, so that's obviously just you're playing for the late game here. This is the way to go. So we'll see if Eric can maintain his composure here in this game, or if he's going to find himself falling prey to anything that Moore can do. So right now, Moore's going to be hitting the heroic age. Very, very standard for Oranos to get to the heroic age before the Zeus player. But Eric here, 130 population now. His food is about to skyrocket. He will be able to click up most likely before Moore hits this heroic age. It depends on what he's going to do, though. I mean, he has to cut this production here and and actually focus on getting to the next age. He is going for those walls nicely. We do see the Pegasus is scouting this out. I love these walls nice and early to defend this gold, but actually Eric's out of gold in his main base here as we see a third town center coming up. Now this is a question mark move. This does give more some very, very difficult to deal with timing possibilities here, especially with the gold mines where they are. As we see Eric now pushing over here to deal with Moore's army. Moore going to be going after some villages here. These walls still not... Oh, this wall actually is... Well, that's not something that is allowed there. Let's just ignore that that happened. I will be having a word. Let's not talk about it. Hey, let's just pretend that it didn't happen because it didn't matter, but... we do see the units coming back in over onto this position here. Chaos did get utilized then. We'll see what Moore's plan is. It looks like Moore is just going to shoot straight to the Mythic Age, and this makes a lot of sense here. So Moore's plan here in this game is to get a gold staff. He is going for the gold staff, and the way that he's going to manage to get this is by combining Tartarian Gate with an immense amount of pressure onto both of these gold mines over here. We might even see that Moore tries to shoot up like a sky passage, maybe in this position over here and this position over here, in order to hit both of these gold mines at once and prevent anything from happening here. As Hecate comes through, and Eric is in a really good position here, but he needs to not overcommit. He's just grabbed the third town center. He's way over militarized here. He needs to actually get to 80 villages instead of having the 145 population. These are really little things that really push your game to the next level in Age of Mythology, is being hyper aware of this. As the hoplites coming in, you can definitely take this fight, as Eric is realizing here. But now we do see Apollo. Eric is maybe a little bit too far behind, but he still has ceasefire. So Hecate or Tartarian Gate getting dropped, ceasefire getting cast, and Eric just retreating back home, allowing this town center to come up and just sitting on an economic advantage that he's managed to muster here, getting all his upgrades and catching up on the economy, on the total resource economy. That is, he's in front on economy, but that's something that he needs to kind of catch up on based on the Greek Atlantean matchup. So we'll see if he's going to actually go for that, or if he's thinking about other things here. Is the Centaur going to get some kills? He's going to be losing quite a few of those, returning back to his main base. Some more archery ranges coming up. Funnily enough, losing the military units here is actually not that big of a deal. As we do see the Pegasus coming in onto this position over here, looking for somewhere to drop the Tartarian Gate, and he does drop that one in the middle of Eric's base, or the back of Eric's base. The village is going to be trying to take this one down. We do see Masons getting grabbed. There is a shockwave. No, there's no shockwave here, as the villagers shanking this one down. The Tartarian sport coming through. What I want to see here from Eric is shank the Tartarian Gate down and then just click ceasefire. This is the best play that he could do, because he's just going to be losing quite a few villagers here nonetheless, and losing a lot of gather time, which he really needs to get to the Mythic Age here. Though we'll see what he's going to do. He's getting the Heracles out, so he is going to be able to deal with these guys not too badly here, as Eric maintaining the composure on this location here. As the Mamilo Terma trying to push through, Manticore moving forward as well. And here's the thing. Moore has not been able to utilize, I should say, any of that Tartarian Gate right there to push off gold. So now Eric here he's solid. He's set up. He's trying to stop this town center from going up, and he actually looks like he might be able to do so. Even with the Chaos getting dropped yet again, there is, or not Chaos, Lampede here causing some problems. Eric doesn't need to overcommit to this too much, but this is a really, really strong power move here from Eric, denying this town center, because that basically Moore was trading his Mythic Age God power to get that town center up, and Eric is saying, no, not today, son, not today, sir. As we do see those Manticores, Centaurs staying far away from the Lampedias. It's getting lower and lower on the HP, as we see the Jason trying to come through, trying to snipe that Lampede down. Good micro there from both players, keeping their units alive. As heavy infantry has come through, And how's Eric's economy now looking? He doesn't have irrigation. He still doesn't have husbandry. So he is missing quite a bit of technology, economic technology to help him out. You can see that food is really hurting here. Is that fortified town centers? It is, and he's getting irrigation. We'll see if him getting irrigation will notify him that he hasn't got husbandry just yet. But Manticore getting taken down. Nice play there from Moore to snipe that one off. Town Center getting closer and closer to finishing here as the hoplites swing around. Will they be in time? It looks like they will be in time as another chaos getting chucked down, I think. But it looks like Eric might be able to deny this even longer here. But again, doing this here is keeping him stuck in this heroic age. Whether that's a good thing or not, or a bad thing or not, I should say, remains to be seen here, as the town center is very, very difficult to get this one up with all of this constant pressure coming in. Eric is sitting at 140 of 145 population, but here's the thing. Moore, he's got all the resources in the bank, but he's not able to spend them. For some reason here, he just doesn't have that many military buildings up. He's got a lot of wood in the bank. He needs to spam down like 3 or 4 more military barracks here to spam out units, and Eric has been able to push through here in the heroic age, putting a complete stop to Moore's ability to get this town center up, and that's absolutely huge here for Eric moving forward in this game. What else can Moore really do right now? There's nothing else he can do. He's not got any real pressure on the gold. He's got no ability to deal with this Greek army anymore. And he really doesn't even have the upgrades. He's got himself copper mail and copper shields, but that's kind of it. And he is going up against the heavy units while he's only got heavy units himself, which is not a position you really want to be in at all. And we're also seeing Manticore coming out, and Moore realizes in that moment, that's game. There's nothing he can do anymore. GG, well played by Eric. This was an absolute textbook display, keeping his head in this game, and not really, like, he made a couple of small mistakes. Obviously, naturally, against any player, you're going to be making mistakes. Moore also made mistakes in this game. But Eric kept his head here, and he's able to take out one of the strongest Oranos players here with some incredibly solid Zeus play. Moore's going to have to go back to the drawing board here and kind of work out how to beat this style of Zeus much better than he currently is. This military barracks, counter barracks, kind of sacrificing early citizen really hurts that early game economy. I'd be interested to see exactly what the resources are looking like here. And you can see, look at this. This never normally happens. You never see a Zeus line of resource, especially a Zeus grabbing favor in the early game of being in front of the Oranos player. And that is a testament here to Eric not taking any damage early game, while Moore was saying, I'm going to try and put all the pressure on, I'm going to sacrifice that citizen training time to get myself Murmillo out early. Really, really nice play here from Eric, recognizing exactly what he needed to do here in this game. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.